nap? Nap time. Oh, okay. Video time. I do record these. Well, YouTube records them and they get uploaded onto my videos. So I'm Deb, and I like to share about the human experience to help others gain confidence in their human experience. A lot of it is talk therapy for me. Also, it's apparently I operate from what is called an awakened state and kind of have like for yeah. So, um, and I grew up thinking I was really weird and alone in this. And as I become older and the earth and our solar system becomes in certain places, accessing certain energies, and the internet is a thing. So now we can connect with people worldwide. Sorry, I get fuzzies from this microphone. And there's a lot happening right now that apparently like the whole world is awakening if they want to. If they want to, is the thing. So this channel is called Awaken with Deb, and Awaken with Deb really started in 2016. I was coming off of being a personal trainer for 5 years, and I saw that it wasn't really hitting the spot for people unless you were really training people that were like go get our athletes. But in the small town that I live in, that wasn't the majority of people. The majority of people were just going to try and make themselves feel better. Okay, so that was the first inspiration. And then there was the whole trip down conspiracy theory lane and noticing how like there's a lot to conspiracy theory that is not conspiracy theory. It's very true. And now like chemtrails, that used to be a conspiracy theory, and now it's like common knowledge. Yes, they do that. They do that. Duh, they do that. So the way the awakening happens is it happens in layers, and mostly a lot of us mm, there is a certain if you think of it as like a computer system, there's a certain amount of people that are required in order to keep the computer system running. And those are your NPC people. And then once in a while, you have a character that awakens. And like if you think of the movie Matrix, like those are your Neos, right? And then every NPC has the ability to become a Neo, but also every NPC has the ability to become an agent, right? So that's a little bit different. I saw someone come up. Um, I've been talking to myself for a few minutes here, so welcome. Not sure if you're here on purpose. I can't actually see names when people pop into the video. So if you want to put something in the chat, you're more than welcome. Open Q&A. Subject is awakening. What do you know about awakening? Are you in the wrong spot? Are you in the right spot? Does awakening interest you? So I've been coming on live at 7 p.m. my time for probably a week and a half, 2 weeks now. And there's a few handful of people that have been popping in and out. So I've been trying to be consistent with showing up. And the subject of the channel is awaken with awakening or self-development. Mm, a lot of it is kind of shedding old programming, if you will. And I see we have some more people that have joined us. It is an open Q&A if you would like to put something in the chat. I cannot see who you are or anything of the sort unless you're putting something in the chat. It is an open Q&A if you would like. These are great times to get kind of the coaching type questions out of the way if you would like. And I had someone asked today about more information on awakening signs, like what to look for. What does it mean to awaken? And then at the end of that, they also mentioned they mentioned that there's more asylums opening up. And as far as any of this being factual, I I know that mental hospitals have always been a thing because I've known people to be in and out of them my entire life. So I don't know what the difference is between like a mental hospital and an asylum. However, I will say I also saw that there was this experiment that a psychologist wanted to do. So he took, I think it was like 45 very sane people. Like these were people that were psychologists or doctors or researchers or professors and completely healthy. and spread them out to among, I don't know if it was like 6 different institutions, could have been 12 different institutions. How old I am? That's not something that you ask people. Okay. All right. So they spread these people around to these different institutions, and their goal was to self admit into the institution, like to get them diagnosed. Like, I feel like they were, so they're self admitting. And so they don't have anyone saying, hey, this person's crazy. They're going in and saying, I'm having problems with something. And so chats can be distracting sometimes. Um, Back to the story. All right. So the purpose of this, they take these healthy, sane people. They tell them to go admit themselves into the hospital, see if they can even get in, right? Because they're not going to take people if they're healthy. Well, every single one of them got accepted into the institutions. Most of them were like the same diagnosis of like a psychotic, some manic psychosis. I don't know, something. Another one had to do with depression, but all of them were actually healthy, right? So they're just kind of acting. And then the only way to get out of these places were to admit that you had mental problems, take their medication, follow the protocol, and then you can be released. And so those were the stages that these people had to get to be released. And so they went through the stages. A lot of them were able to pocket the medication, so they didn't have to actually take the medication. But the stats on how many like they recorded how many pills were in the end wasted because of this experiment. And so then the people got released. The experiment was released. All the financial or the mental health institutions, there was like um a big uproar over it, because they're like, oh wow, like that's not possible. We can't misdiagnose people like that. That's not possible. And so one of the people in charge of the mental hospitals, he's like, send people to my hospital, like we'll find every fake. And so he's like, okay, I'll do that, right? So then some time passed, and it came back time to report, and the hospital, whatever he is, main person, he's like, "Oh, we found this many of your fakes in our hospitals." And he's like, "Well, that's funny because I didn't send any fakes out. Like, he just didn't." And so it's just kind of such a beautiful experiment to go on the fact that perception and preconceived programming can have a really strong effect on people's reactions and responses. And yeah, so I'm not sure if anyone stuck around for that whole story, but okay. Well, I have been showing up at 7 p.m. mostly daily, sometimes late, and been saying I'm only going to stick around for about 7 minutes because so I'm going to sign off unless any of the people that are in this room have a question. I will, if conversation's good, I'll gladly stay for up to about 20 minutes. After that, the videos don't like to load. It takes them like 3 days to upload if they're that long. So, or if anyone has any suggestions on the technology for the uploading of the videos when they're the live versions, because first they have to, like, I can't even get them onto my phone until they spend 3 days doing something in YouTube land, whatever they're doing there. So, my name's Deb. I like to share about the human experience. And yeah, check out my videos. I don't expect everyone to watch, like, they're not edited. They're they're tricky to watch. Watch them while you're doing things. You don't actually watch them, just listen to them and skip around. Like, sometimes it's about it's about finding the things that are going to call for you. So just kind of skip around to titles that call for you, and then scrub on the video and like skip around. And usually I found that as long as that's like your intention, the universe kind of puts you at the right spot at the right time to hear the right message that you need. And that's what they're about, is to give you information when you need it. Because I know that that has helped me in a lot of hard times. And I can't hold this information in me. I have to put it out there. So go use it, re- comment it, like it, share it, subscribe so you can be notified of these lives. I am trying to do them 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and sometimes I'm late, but that's life. So, okay, have a great day. Thank you for joining. Goodbye.